Yeah, yeah. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir. Me, I'm flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like Juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Got to have my way with you, girl, you know the only way is up. Me have six senses, gives an upper hand from my performances. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. Six senses, I'm a heavy walking crooked. It just starts with a two-sip of the deuce, then the sexual tension. Cause the boost ain't fuck with the real one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir. Me, I'm flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like Juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Got to have my way with you, girl, you know the only way is up. Me with that girl, it's been a long time, yeah. Since my love and it's been a quiet. You gonna have to keep it quiet. You don't want the neighbors to fuck up a vibe, it's alive, yeah. We should put this on, it's alive, yeah. Now everyone can see how I rock your body. Me have six senses, gives an upper hand from my performances. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. I'm a heavy walking crooked. It just starts with a two-sip of the deuce, then the sexual tension. Cause the boost ain't fuck with the real one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir. Me, I'm flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like Juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Ain't fuck with the real one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir. Me, I'm flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like Juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Got to have my way with you, girl, you know the only way is up. Me with that girl, it's been a long time, yeah. Since my love and it's been a quiet. You gonna have to keep it quiet. You don't want the neighbors to fuck up a vibe, it's alive, yeah. We should put this on, it's alive, yeah. Now everyone can see how I rock your body. Me have six senses, gives an upper hand from my performances. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. I'm a heavy walking crooked. It just starts with a two-sip of the deuce, then the sexual tension. Cause the boost ain't fuck with the real one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir. Me, I'm flyer than an astronaut. Like Juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Got to have my way with you, girl, you know the only way is up. Me have six senses, gives an upper hand from my performances. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. I'm a heavy walking crooked. It just starts with a two-sip of the deuce, then the sexual tension. Cause the boost ain't fuck with the real one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir. Me, I'm flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like Juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Got to have my way with you, girl, you know the only way is up. Me with that girl, it's been a long time, yeah. Since my love and it's been a quiet. You gonna have to keep it quiet. You don't want the neighbors to fuck up a vibe, it's alive, yeah. We should put this on, it's alive, yeah. Now everyone can see how I rock your body. Me have six senses, gives an upper hand from my performances. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. I'm a heavy walking crooked. It just starts with a two-sip of the deuce, then the sexual tension. Cause the boost ain't fuck with the real one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir. Me, I'm flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like Juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Got got to have my way with you, cause you know the only way is up.
Hello guys, welcome to Boxing Blog Channel, the home of Nigerian African boxing. And please, if you're new to the channel, make sure you click the like and of course the subscribe right now. And also go to the notification bell, click it and slap on the notification. Oh, psych! I like it, man. Big ups to my brother Efosa Ozigbo. You know, greatness, bro. Ozigbo greatness. Big ups to the Ozigbos. Let's get our brother on here. Tajagbe, because we are live and this is we're going to be discussing a lot of things. The topics that we need to discuss are very much essential, because I feel like Joshua's hunger is still very much intact. Being very much intact says a lot. Of course, we have Tyson Fury's trainer. I said trainer, I mean promoter, saying that Whyte, admitting Whyte is a bigger puncher than Wada, which I don't think is true, but it's one of those things we have to look at. How you doing, bro? How you doing, bro? You there with me? Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I'm good, man.
How is life over there?
It's cold over here, man. Very cold.
I mean, it's cold out here as well. How many degrees is it right? Is it right there? Oh,
Is that 30?
So now, Bob Haram of Top Rank made a very huge statement, a claim that Whyte is a bigger puncher than Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. I did talk about this like when it broke out. I need to get you guys' opinion. I think Aram is just trying to set a fight. No doubt Whyte is a very big puncher, a bigger puncher than Wilder. I don't know. I want to ask you this question right now: is Whyte a danger or threat to Tyson Fury? Is he more of a threat to Fury than Wilder?
Yeah, man. Of course. You know, people might try to disregard saying he's not a threat to Tyson Fury, but he is. But he's definitely not a bigger puncher than Deontay Wilder. The reason I'm saying he's a threat to Tyson Fury.
So you said are you saying Whyte is more of a threat to Tyson Fury than
Yes.
Wilder, the Bronze Bomber?
Yes.
Okay, elaborate.
The reason I'm saying that is just based off skill. I've said people want to be like, oh, he got beat by an old man Povetkin. Yes, he got beat by Povetkin, but at the same time, the reason he got beat is because he was trying to show off, and and Povetkin, like I said, caught him with a nasty shot of a kryptonite uppercut. He's always, no matter what, if you're a solid puncher, which Povetkin is, he caught Dillian Whyte with a nasty uppercut. People might say Povetkin definitely has enough power to put you away. He doesn't have knockout power. He has enough accumulative power to put you away. And that's what he did to Whyte, which is, he had enough power to put him away for the rest of the fight. Because he let an old man Povetkin hang around long enough. And you know what happens when they say if you hang around long enough, the guy who you're fighting is going to become a problem at your side later on. But you know what he did? He came back next fight and completely beat Povetkin. And that's just the truth. And the reason I'm saying this is because Dillian Whyte definitely has the skill set, has the accumulative punching power not knockout power. He has a cumulative punching power, which means his opponent can sustain enough damage throughout the course of the fight to where he can knock him out. People at the beginning of Wilder's career, people want to say that, Wilder could keep punching and punching and punching, but no, man, the dude eventually gets tired. There's only a limited amount of punches, those right hands, those nasty right hands that Wilder can throw until he's like, okay, my body's tired. I can't really throw it anymore. My shoulder's tired. He can't do it. He can't keep throwing. That's why I say if he gives up his main weapon, which is his ace in a hole, gives it up too early, he won't be able to do nothing later on because eventually his knockout power, they won't have the same effect as at the beginning of the round, because now he's trying to avoid shots, trying to move around in the ring. All those add up to where he gets tired. Eventually that's how it was. Now Dillian Whyte has enough accumulative power. He could keep punching, not saying keep punching. He could keep doing damage to Fury to know, okay, I have enough power in both my hands to I know it's gonna hurt you. Wilder didn't have power in both of his hands. That was the issue. He had power in his right, and he really didn't use his jab or anything else. He didn't move around. He didn't jab Fury to the body. He didn't go to the body. He didn't uppercut. He didn't do none of that. He didn't see a short left hook. He didn't do none of that. That's what Dillian Whyte has, and that's what's gonna trouble Tyson Fury. Bob Arum saying Tyson Fury has Dillian Whyte is a bigger puncher than Deontay Wilder is a pure lie. It's based off of them trying to sell the fight because they knew they overbid for this fight, and you have to make your money back one way or another. Dillian Whyte will never be a bigger puncher than the Bronze Bomber.
Okay. Does he pose more danger to Fury than Wilder?
Yes, he poses more danger to Fury than Wilder, just because if these guys go head to head, if you think Tyson Fury is gonna do what he did to Wilder in the same fight, Wilder not being able to really fight close up in the distance, Wilder not be able to really, I'm gonna trade blow for blow with you, and you think, and I'm gonna hold you. If Tyson Fury let me hold the Bronze Bomber. I mean, let me hold Dillian Whyte. Dillian Whyte is gonna go to the body easy. It's not like Deontay Wilder where he has to really expand, because he has to expand it, give all into that right hand to throw to the body. He doesn't really know how to extend that left, go to the body. Extend that right, go to the body. He doesn't really know how to do that properly, and that affected his performance against Tyson Fury. Now Dillian Whyte is different because now he poses. He has the knowledge and ability to do it. Dillian Whyte has been fighting the amateurs longer than both AJ and Wilder has. He has that knowledge. And people can say, Dillian Whyte's stamina. No, that's the past, man. That is the past. Let's bring it into the future. If I could say the same thing about Tyson Fury and his past performance fights, or Wilder on his past performance fights, it'll be people will be like, why are you saying that? It's the same thing as Dillian Whyte. I'm gonna give him the opportunity, and I'm gonna say he's gonna pose a threat. I'm giving this fight basically a 40-60% chance. Dillian Whyte has that chance. And that's how I'm going to end it, man.
Thanks, but I appreciate your take on this. Let's go on here. Adewale, big ups to you.
Thank you so much, brother.
And thanks for the super chat, bro. I appreciate it.
No problem, bro.
Big ups to Adewale. Yeah, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the question? Is Dillian Whyte? Does he have enough chances against Tyson Fury?
Does he pose the CEO of Top Rank, yes. Bob Arum said Whyte is a bigger puncher than Deontay Wilder. That he also poses more threat to Fury than Wilder does. What do you make of that reaction?
I agree with Ty Ajagbe when he said Bob Arum is only trying to market this fight. Deep down in Bob Arum's heart, he knows that Tyson Fury is a way better fighter than Dillian Whyte. And does Dillian Whyte pose more threats to Tyson than Deontay? To be honest, it's a tricky question. The thing about Wilder is Wilder has that equalizer and he's a threat to everybody. But does Dillian Whyte pose more threats to Tyson? I don't know, man. I don't know. He would be able to have some successes in some ways that Deontay Wilder did not have. For example, if they're fighting on the inside, Tyson might not be as successful leaning on Dillian Whyte like it was against Wilder, because Dillian himself is like 250 pounds. He's a shorter guy. He has shorter arms. And with those short arms, he can throw body punches on the inside. And he will be successful. Wilder, on the other hand, has longer arms. It's difficult for him to throw punches on the inside. Plus, Wilder is a lanky guy. He's skinny. So, it's, you can tell that maybe Dillian might pose some threat against Tyson on the inside fighting. And for that reason, Tyson might lean on Dillian less than he did with Wilder. But you also need to remember that in heavyweight division, you sometimes don't even need too much variation in your offense. I mean, Tyson Fury will throw a jab followed by a straight right hand or a looping right hand, like a hook. Once he lands that shot, he's clinching and hugging and leaning on you. That is enough to win a fight. If you can do that for 8 rounds and that other guy gets too weak, you might get a technical knockout. Dillian Whyte might be able to defend against that with throwing body punches from the inside with his shorter arms. But can he actually do that against Tyson Fury? Will Tyson Fury adjust to any successes that Dillian Whyte has? I believe he will, because Tyson Fury has a lot in his arsenal. The guy is a good boxer. He's a good slugger. And now we know he can knock you out. Don't even think about it. Tyson Fury will knock you out with an accumulation of punches. I don't know if this man had egg weights, if he knows how to hide egg weights properly in his gloves, or he doesn't have paddings in his gloves, but that man knows how to put a dent in your skull, and he will knock you out. So for that reason, I believe strongly that Tyson Fury has a way better advantage over Dillian Whyte. And I don't believe that Dillian poses more threats to Tyson simply because than Deontay Wilder. Simply because Deontay Wilder will clip you. You're also going to get knocked down. You're not going to escape it. At some point during that fight, he's going to touch you with that right hand. He has never failed consistently in 44 fights. Everybody that man faced was getting touched. So that makes him an extremely dangerous fighter. Dillian Whyte hasn't shown that track record yet. He has about maybe 30 fights. He hasn't dropped everybody. And a lot of lower competition, lower level caliber opponents have dropped him, Dillian. So what is Dillian going to do? He's a less fighter than Tyson Fury. And he's a less fighter than Deontay Wilder. He might have a variation of offense. He might have a good left hook. He might have some decent body punches that Wilder hardly uses. But that doesn't make him a better threat than Wilder against opponents.
Well, I understand though. It's one of those things you have to look at as well. Whyte is a better inside fighter than Wilder, no doubt. But does Whyte take a punch better than Wilder? That is what I don't know yet. I don't think so. Like, I don't know. I think Whyte's punch resistance has improved. However, Whyte always have problem in the later rounds. I believe if Whyte has to beat Fury, he has to do it between round round 4 and 7. 4, yeah. Between 4 and 8. 4, 7, 8 rounds. If he doesn't do it, I think Fury will dominate the rest of the rounds. He's going to I know Whyte might try fight off the leaning, and all those kind of stuff. For how long though? Diwali continue. Come back.
A lot of people just think that Tyson Fury, because of his new offensive tactics that he showcased against Wilder in the last 2 fights, that he's a completely different fighter now. But people also need to realize that this guy has been fighting since he was a kid, way before Dillian Whyte or Deontay or any one of those guys started boxing. He already has his go-to backup plan. He has a plan B at all times, which is to either outbox you, stand on, what's it called now? He has a very long reach, right? He's going to keep you on the outside of the jab. He's going to jab you to death. And if you are coming forward, if you're not, what's the word now? If you're not coming forward, if he's able to keep you on the outside and he needs to switch it up to another gear, then he also has the ability to walk you down, maul you, and knock you out. He has it. Tyson Fury can do everything. Everything. Dillian Whyte doesn't have a decent chance in this fight. I think Dillian Whyte probably has a 25% chance. Maybe 30. Maybe 30%, because, he can land a good shot and wobble Tyson and get a technical knockout. It's possible. But can he do that against Tyson Fury? We've seen Dillian Whyte get dropped by a 6'1.5" Oscar Rivas. Right now, Oscar Rivas is not even in the heavyweight division. He's in a new division called Bridgerweight division, according to the WBC. So if you're in the Bridgerweight division and you're dropping Dillian Whyte, even though there were many other conspiracies behind that fight, we heard about some glove situation, we heard about some drug testing, Diana Ball, and you still got dropped by that guy, and then you fight against Joseph Parker, you go life and death with Joseph Parker. These are short guys, bro. Parker is 6'4". Oscar Rivas is 6'1.5". You fight against Povetkin, an old man that had no legs, that had nothing. You're outboxing this man, and this man lands one punch, and you're knocked out cold. Listen, Dillian Whyte is a warrior. He has a roadman mentality. I believe that. But his chin cannot hold up with his heart. He has the heart to fight, but his chin cannot hold up to his heart. Period. Also, I might be giving Dillian Whyte a lot of credit that here he's a roadman, he's a tough guy. But he has also proved in the past that he's not even as tough as we make him to be. When he docked another old man, Luis Ortiz, he had the opportunity to fight Ortiz. Why did he go fight Derek Chisora instead the second time? Chisora, in the second fight that Dillian Whyte won by knockout, he was outboxing Dillian. And then the referee took out points from Derek Chisora. That made Chisora desperate. And he was going for the knockout. And he got knocked out in the process. And you remember in the first fight, Whyte-Chisora? That fight was arguably a loss for Dillian. Or if you're on the other end, you can say it was a loss for Chisora. It was a very close fight. Listen, Dillian Whyte is not that good. And that's just what I see about Dillian. He is not the best. He is just an average fighter that has somehow made it to this position. And he's going to get exposed badly by Tyson Fury, unfortunately for him.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate your take on this. Now, let's go to the next one. Okay, that is, of course, in regards to Anthony Joshua. Joshua's hunger, okay, increasing. Eubank Jr., who is a very big fan of Anthony Joshua anyway, and also a big fan of other UK fighters who a lot of people don't really like because they feel like, oh, this guy's not his dad or is trying to be his dad. But I think Eubank Jr. is very, very decent guy. You have to respect him. So he came out to say recently that Anthony Joshua, he's impressed with Joshua's hunger still. Talking about it, he said, importantly, he was looking hungry when he met Joshua. He was with Joshua in Dubai last month. He said, despite how much money he has made and how many fights he has won, the hunger is still there, which means a lot. He's trying to get better by looking for a new trainer so he can change his tactics and beat Usyk. I would love to see that. He showed in his second fight with Andreas Jr. that he can switch game plans and learn from his mistakes. After a loss, you think, how can I get better? How can I do things differently? You can't keep doing the same thing because it didn't work. You have to find somebody that you really connect with. Don't go to the first person you meet. Go to America. Go to other countries. If you hear someone is good to work with, go and work with them. Test it out, then choose. What do you make of Chris Eubank Jr.'s statement saying, I mean, he's impressed with Joshua's hunger, despite all the money and everything. Let's go about here, Ty Jagbe. Ajaba, you there? I think you are. Mute, brother.
Yeah, I'm still here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, bro. Sure.
Well, I think we all know where he stands when it comes to his own choices. I personally believe, the guy has the hunger is still there. The guy hasn't disappeared. Listen, I've said it. If it doesn't come from AJ's mouth, don't believe the hype. The man said he wanted to. Everything that he's been saying, he's been telling the truth. I don't think he's ever lied once or he's ever deceived any of the boxing world once. If he tells you I'm looking for a trainer, that's exactly what he's doing. If he tells you, he still wants to fight Usyk, that's exactly what he wants to do. If you haven't heard the saying, like, if you haven't heard him say anything else other than that, don't believe anything else. I'm pretty sure Chris Eubank saw what, he's been in camp with him. He saw AJ's work ethic. He knows the man still wants to fight. If the man doesn't want to fight, he wouldn't be in Dubai. He wouldn't be, all over the world in less than a month, traveling, trying to figure out what's best for him. Nobody speaks for him other than the man. People want to speak for the man, but don't want to listen to him. I would say most of his haters, his Tyson Fury fans, they'll speak for AJ. Those are the ones that speak for AJ and tell him exactly what he's doing. Oh, the man's ducking. Oh, the man's lying. When obviously the man has come out and said it multiple times. If it's not coming from a mouth, don't believe the sources. Like, how many more times does the guy have to tell you on what he's saying? Like I said, I think AJ's still hungry. I think he still wants it. He's already started camp. He's already in camp. I'm still waiting for the reveal of his trainer. I'm still waiting that big reveal. The guy he's been putting in work. Don't let what he's putting in forward fool you. I believe he does much more in behind the scenes. He does a lot more that we don't see. He'll just put out something little and let people run with it. That's what I believe. Chris Eubanks is right. AJ's still hungry. He still wants it. He's testing out the water. And I believe you, me, man. I think he gets his belt back. He definitely gets his belt back.
Thanks, brother. I appreciate your take on this. Let's go around here. Adewale, what do you make of this riot?
Man, first and foremost, shout out to Chris Eubank. That's one of my favorite fighters, man. That guy is very entertaining, very cocky, and people hate him. And for some reason, I just like the guy's attitude. But I think what I like most about Chris Eubank is the fact that he's a dog. Boy, if you're going to beat Chris in that ring, get ready for a war. You'll have to fight a war to beat Chris Eubank. He always comes to fight. He always comes to win. And that's why I love Chris Eubank Jr. Now, Chris Eubank might have said some things about AJ in the preparation for the Usyk rematch that makes it feel like he's confident that AJ is still hungry. AJ still wants to take those belts back from Alexander Usyk. Do I completely believe? I'll be honest, with all the drama that took place in the last 1 month, 1.5 months, surrounding step aside, 15 million this, that, just all that drama nonsense, I don't actually believe. I mean, I'm just being honest. Also, Boxing Scene came out with an article some days ago that said Frank Warren said AJ asked for extra money for step aside, and that's why the step aside didn't happen. I don't know how true this is.
Well, you know, listen, bro. Let me. You can never believe Frank Warren over AJ though. Like, I mean, like, come on. Maybe you can believe Frank Warren over Eddie Hearn, but AJ, bro, la.
No, bro, no. AJ too has a bad track record when it comes to telling the truth. Let's be honest with ourselves here.
Like,
I can give you examples if you want me to.
How many? Yeah, examples. How many examples?
AJ hasn't. I'm not gonna say AJ is a liar like Frank Warren or like Eddie Hearn or Bob Arum. He's not that level of liar, but he's also a liar. He has tricked us in the past, and that's why I can't necessarily believe everything that comes out of his mouth. I heard him the other day saying, "Don't believe anything that anybody says. Only believe it when it comes from the horse's mouth." But the horse too has been in a position that has said stuff that turned out to be a lie. Anyways, what I see, what I can make up with all the events that have been happening outside of a fight being announced, outside of the rematch between AJ and Usyk actually being announced, it makes me doubt some things about AJ. And then an article came out today on Talk Sports. I don't know if you guys seen that article. It says here, Anthony Joshua claims he would beat Alexander Usyk, quotes, without a trainer, close quotes, in their upcoming rematch. That reveals Eddie Hearn. So I guess that was Eddie Hearn's. Eddie Hearn came out and said AJ will beat Usyk without a trainer. And
did you hear from Anthony Joshua himself?
This is just an article, man, on Talk Sports, and it says it's Eddie Hearn, and it's quoting Eddie Hearn. I don't know, man, but listen, is AJ really hungry? I hope he is, so that it's going to be a competitive fight, and it wouldn't be like the first fight. The first fight was a little bit competitive in some aspects, but Usyk came in the later rounds and dominated. That's why he won that fight. The first 6-7 rounds were like, it was close. AJ won like round 3, round 4. It was landing some good uppercuts to the body, right hooks to the body of Usyk. So he adjusted. He made some good adjustments. But later on, Usyk adjusted to AJ's adjustments, and AJ couldn't keep up with that. That's why Usyk won that fight. So this coming fight, if AJ is coming in saying that I'm going to beat Usyk without a coach, then maybe he's developing the mentality that he had when he was knocking out everybody, when he knocked out Vladimir Klitschko. But to be honest, Vladimir Klitschko too was a little bit old. But still, he was able to dig deep and knock Klitschko out with a roadman mentality. So if AJ is developing that mentality, maybe he will be successful in the rematch.
Thanks, brother. I do appreciate your take on this. And I wholeheartedly believe that Joshua will do much better in the rematch. I mean, the guy he's had no rest since losing that fight to Usyk. I feel like he sees Usyk. I feel like he was just one punch away from taking out Usyk, and Usyk was one punch away from getting Joshua knocked out as well. Especially in the last round. So I feel like Joshua has to approach this fight without fear, without reluctancy, and without trying to play safe. Go in there, give it your best, and I think you will get the job done. Now going to the next one, okay, which is Vladimir Klitschko. Vladimir Klitschko, there is of course a news that Klitschko we'll be going into the battlefield. Okay. I don't know if you heard it, but it came out today. So, Vladimir Klitschko has joined the Ukrainian Reserve Army amid concerns of a potential invasion from Russia. His brother, Mayor of Kiev, Vitaly Klitschko, has said he hopes a diplomatic resolution will be found, but warned if not, we have to prepare to take weapons in our hands. So, Klitschko brothers going for war against Russia, bro. What do you make of this right here, Tajagwe?
I really don't know what to do. This is a tough one, man. Like,
Ty is confused, man. You're telling Ty to talk about world politics now, bro.
Listen, I'm not a big fan of people invading other people's territory for no reason, and I don't know what Russia's thinking. I don't know what they're doing. I didn't think for some reason I always thought Ukraine had enough military might to at least oppose Russia, but I guess I was wrong. It seems like they're a smaller military. They have a smaller military mind. It makes me think if Ukraine and Nigeria went to war, it kind of seems like Nigeria will probably win because they have a big enough military to do that. So what it's telling me is that Ukraine can't stand on their own, and if I'm not mistaken, they're both their border is both close to each other. But again, I really don't know much about it, and
they're neighboring countries.
Yeah, but I honestly do support the two brothers. I really do. I really, really do, because I feel like Russia has been a thorn, and they think their military might can't be stopped or something like that, which they can. But I feel like they think they could go around and do things. They've been doing some illegal stuff for a bit, some illegal stuff for a very long time. But I don't think they would want war between China and a UN nation, because it'll be I think it'll literally be Russia against everybody, basically, because Ukraine, they have enough allies to actually call for help. So to me, I support both of the brothers for the decision. And these guys are diehard Ukraine till I die. Those guys are diehard Ukraine till I die. Usyk is from Ukraine.
Are we gonna see Usyk take up arms if that happens?
And Lomachenko.
Like, bro, these guys are military minded, bro. Like, especially the Klitschko brothers, they are military minded, bro.
Don't forget Triple G, man.
No, Triple G is not. He's not from Ukraine, bro. He's from Kazakhstan, so that's different.
But they border the same way, if I'm not mistaken. But I wouldn't be surprised, man. They die hard Ukraine. Usyk loves the Ukraine, man. I ain't gonna lie, he does. He really does. So it'll be interesting to see. I don't think, but Russia would want that kind of problem. I think they're gonna back off sooner or later.
Okay, bro. Adewale.
Man, you know what? I feel like Vladimir is already an old man. In your 40s. Can't they find younger people to pick up arms and go fight Russia? To be honest, it's not even, bro, it's an unfair battle. Russia versus Ukraine is like Tyson Fury versus Dillian Whyte. That's how I see it. Dillian Whyte is going to need the assistance of AJ. And AJ is the Western Bloc. The European Union, NATO, United States of America. They would have to come and support Ukraine to fight against Russia, because Russia is a world power in terms of military stance. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's crazy that this is happening. This can actually cascade into a bigger war. Hopefully, nothing happens. They are able to settle their differences.
Don't you know that Russia is holding back because Ukraine has got the help of America. They've got the backing of America. You know that? That's the reason why Russia haven't been able to invade Ukraine. If it were to be back like in the 1900s, You know,
in the
bro,
50s.
they would have already invaded them.
Absolutely. That would have happened. From what I understand about this conflict between those two countries, and I'm sorry that we're talking about world politics right now, even though this is a boxing conversation, but it's still
Bro.
intertwined.
These are boxers involved, so this is a legend right here.
Exactly. Vladimir Klitschko is involved, so we might as well talk about it. I feel like Ukraine is trying to join the European Union, and Russia does not want that to happen because Russia is slowly being isolated. All the other countries around Russia are either a part of the EU or they are somehow allies with the West, and Russia is by itself. So I have to respect those two brothers, Vladimir and Vitaly, for deciding that we are going to put our lives on the line to fight for our country because they believe so much in their country. And that is nothing but commendable and respectable. But also, I feel like at 45 years old, you're not supposed to be in a war. They are younger boys. They are younger Ukrainians. Or do they not have a population in Ukraine that can go to the battle? Why does an old man have to go to a battle? The best way they can settle this beef between Russia and Ukraine is Vladimir Putin needs to get in a ring, a boxing ring, with either Vitaly or Vladimir. We heard Vladimir Putin has black belts. The man knows how to fight. We don't care if he's 75 years old. He knows how to fight. How about you go fight those brothers? And if you beat them, then take over their country.
That's crazy.
You're so funny, man. You're so funny. I must say, Adewale, you said you're mad. Not be here. Hi, yo woko. Now let's talk about at the end of Metro Boxing. At the end of Metro Boxing, is set to retire from boxing. Like he said, it's very funny though. Eddie Hearn told reporters no, hold on. This is the story right here. Yeah, Eddie Hearn told reporters today that he plans to retire from boxing by the time he reaches age 50 in 2029. When I get to 50, maybe even before, I am effing off. You will never see me again. I'm gonna go and sit on a beach. I have to say that this reminds me of what's his name again? Tony Belly saying, like he wants to go back. He wants to go back to his wife and kids. that he will never talk about boxing again. Only for us to see him back after a couple of months or so. It's just that if you're into the business of boxing already, like, you hardly just go off like that, except you're really old. What do you guys make of it, by the way? And we're also going to talk about Katie Taylor versus Amanda Serrano fight, the one that's set to take place April 30, promoted by Jake Paul and Matchroom. Oh, imagine Jake Paul doing a whole of good job for boxers. Tajagbe, your take, brother. Unmute from your end. Ajagbe, unmute. Yeah, good now.
Man, listen, that guy's like half of. He's gonna be as old as Arum until these fights continue. The guy, listen, they can say all they want, and at the end of the day, they're not gonna leave. They can say it all they want. Being in that limelight, the guy has yet to really set up a dominant, a large fight. Not like Don King. I gotta give it. Don King has done it. Arum has done it. Even Frank Warren has done it. It's all up to Eddie Hearn now. He has to do it. And I can finally say, okay, yeah, that guy's gonna retire. He's on his way. He's making some good fights, but soon enough, man, he's gonna have to make a big fight to where he's gonna be remembered for it. And Arum, Frank Warren, we remember these guys for putting on good shows. Manny Pacquiao, what's this guy's name from that boxed Frank Bruno, Floyd Mayweather. Let's not say he's not on his way, but he's on his way. So I say let's give him I just don't see retirement age until he's actually 65, man, or maybe even older. The money's too good, and the celebrity status is too good. He has money coming in all different types of ways. Yeah, it's good money, but it does not beat him being known for the guy who made certain fights happen. So he's on his way. He shows how he's making good fights, better than Arum and Frank Warren and PBC. I personally believe he's waiting for that one big fight, and then we could put him in as one of those legendary promoters. So let's wait and see, man. Not too much on this.
Thanks, brother. Adewale.
Man, Eddie is just being sarcastic, man. You can't really take that kind of talk seriously. Why would he retire from boxing at 50 if he's making lots of money, if he has been promoting matchroom boxing vigorously for the last couple of years?
Do you think
then all of a sudden,
maybe he wants maybe he's tired of the boxing politics? Maybe.
I don't believe him. I don't even. Is Eddie up to 40 years old? I don't think Eddie is even 40. Is he 40? He might be 40, maybe early 40s. I don't know.
Age has nothing to do with it. Age has nothing to do with it.
Let me tell you why I don't believe Eddie. I don't believe Eddie because in the last few years, he has spent so much energy and resources in promoting matchroom boxing to become one of the biggest promotional companies in the world. Why would he now decide that I'm done with boxing, or I will be done with boxing in a few years? It doesn't add up. Or what do you think? Am I missing something?
Well, I understand. Just that. Let me ask you this question right now. Where do you see matchroom boxing in 2025?
Man, I'll be honest with you. Oh man, I'm gonna sound like a hater.
PBC, PBC as well. Bob Arum, hopefully he's still alive. Bob Arum is 99 years old, right?
In 2025.
Hopefully he's still alive.
Yeah, he might be alive. Bob is 90 years old. He'll be like 93. I see. Top Rank would have changed its leadership for sure. Bob Arum can't handle Top Rank for much longer. He can't. He just can't. He's beginning to shoot himself in the foot. But as far as matchroom boxing is, I think matchroom is only going to grow, and he's going to, even if he's not successful outside of the UK, he can be hosting fights in the UK, in Ireland, in parts of Europe, and they'll continue making money. They'll continue putting out fights for the fans. Because don't get it twisted, boxing is never going to die. It's just a part of human nature to like two people fighting. Even people that are not boxing fans, you can make them boxing fans easily. All you need to do is show them some good fights, show them a bunch of highlights. They are going to become boxing fans. So boxing is not going to end, and for that reason, matchroom boxing is not going to die off just like that.
No, of course it won't die off.
There might be a change in the leadership, in the the CEO might change hands, the chairman, they might appoint someone else to become the chairman, but I don't think the company is just going to fade away like that. It's not going to happen.
Thanks, brother. So what do you also make of Amanda Serrano versus Katie Taylor?
Serrano has power. She has that poise. She looks like a dominant factor in the ring. I like Serrano, man.
Well,
beautiful.
Taylor fought her sister though, and Taylor beat her. But Amanda is like.
Amanda is tall, right? Amanda is like many inches taller than Katie. But Katie Taylor is she's technical. She has fast hands. She has some good footwork. She knows how to box, right? But she's going to have a lot of problems with Serrano because Serrano is much taller, if I'm not mistaken. And to be honest, man, I I don't know, man. I like both ladies at the end. Katie Taylor seems like a decent lady. You know, she has the support of Ireland. Amanda Serrano, now she has the support of Jake Paul, whom a lot of people hate, by the way, but I actually respect Jake Paul because Jake Paul has been able to get into boxing and become a boxer, a promoter, a trash talker, and he's knocked everybody out. And he was the highest paid boxer in 2021. So I respect Jake Paul. And he has the backing of Amanda Serrano. So it'll be a good fight. Let's just leave it at that. It's going to be a good fight between both ladies. Who am I rooting for? I don't even know, man. I'm just going to enjoy the fight when it happens. I hope it's not on pay-per-view.
I don't know about that. I think he's going to be on DAZN. On DAZN, yeah. Can be. It's on DAZN.
DAZN makes sense.
It's on DAZN. Like, and of course, women boxing. Like, don't you think this would be good for women boxing?
Oh, definitely. This is a good fight for women's boxing. You know what? I really wish women's boxing can grow. Okay, not only women's boxing, or many other sports, you know, performed by women. It has to grow. I really hope it can grow. But the best way to make it grow, and I've heard this from some other people say it, and that's why I'm coming to relay that information here, is that women actually need to start supporting women boxers. That's how women boxing will grow. Because men will most likely not support women's boxing because, I mean, I would rather watch, what's it called? Chris Eubank Jr. versus Williams coming up this weekend. Williams is not a known guy. I don't think Williams has a chance against Chris Eubank, but I'll still rather watch that fight than watch a championship fight between Serrano and Katie Taylor. That's me personally, because I am a big fan of men's boxing. I am a big fan of Chris Eubank Jr. and I want to see him beat that guy. So for women to for women's boxing to start popping like men's boxing is popping, it might never get to that level, but the best chance that it has to get to that level is to get women fans in support of women boxers. Because men, you see, we men, you know what we like? We like seeing women that are dressed in seductive manner, and that's the truth. That's why they put those ring girls in the ring.
Yeah, but how come in MMA, like MMA is different?
That's a great question.
How come in MMA, like, what's this girl's name again? Amanda Nunes. Okay, very popular. She got beat recently.
Where was the other girl? There was this other girl that got beat. She was the biggest star then.
Yeah. What's her name again? The one that called her Vladimir, right?
That Ronda Rousey beat.
Yeah. Who? I'm talking about Ronda Rousey. Yeah, Rousey. I'm talking about
Ronda Rousey. Oh, that's actually Ronda Rousey. Yeah, Ronda Rousey. Yeah.
Yeah, So they are big there. You know, they are like they are big MMA. Fan base for women fighting in the MMA. You know.
Yeah, I think that it's a demographic. There is a demographic influence to this whole thing because MMA has mostly been supported by the core Caucasian American population. They are the ones that really support MMA, and I don't know. Maybe they like seeing women beat each other up. Maybe that's part of why they supported women's MMA. But boxing is more diverse in terms of its fan base. People from all over the world support boxing, but for the most part, people support men's boxing than women's boxing. If I was a Bob Arum and I'm just not politically correct, I'm just going to come out and say, yeah, women's boxing don't sell because people prefer men's boxing. But I can't say that. This is 2022. You can't just say that, man. And it's disrespectful. Plus, I have 2 daughters. I'm never going to disrespect women. You know what I'm saying? So for that reason, I wish them the best, man. I wish women's boxing the best. I need them to start making millions of dollars so they can be okay, you know, they can take care of themselves, take care of their family.
You also know that Leila Ali, very big. She's still very much big to this day. Leila Ali, if she were to come back to boxing, people, I watch her.
Leila, but what did she do, man? I did not even follow her career when she was fighting. Did she become an undisputed champion, or did she?
Bro, she retired undefeated, bro. What are you saying?
Undefeated. Oh, interesting.
She
And she
retired
was a world
undefeated.
champion,
She
I
was,
assume.
of course, she was good, super good, bro.
There was a time Clarissa Shields and Leila Ali were going back and forth like they were going to make a fight happen, but that never happened. If that fight had happened, that would have brought a lot more eyes on women's boxing, in my opinion, because a lot of people know Clarissa Shields and a lot of people know Leila Ali, mostly because of her grandfather or her father, sorry. So that would have been a good opportunity, but I hope Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano can do what Leila Ali and Clarissa Shields never did and make it happen, bring more eyes to the sport. Me, I watch women's boxing, but not as much as men's boxing, if I'm being honest. Right? So we'll see.
Yeah, bro. So I want to say big ups to you guys for coming to the show for today. We still got more coming tomorrow. In fact, I think I'm about to miss the Cameroon versus. It is already started, but I need to watch the second half versus Egypt. What's your final thoughts on this Thai Ajagbe? I know you're not a football fan. Oh, Ajagbe is already gone. Bro. Adewale.
Which one? Which one? Cameroon versus Egypt?
Yeah. Who do you want to see win, bro? Like Mo Salah is there.
Want to see win? That's a very tough question, bro. What did you say now? You said Salah is there?
Yeah, Salah is in Egypt. Yeah.
I don't know who Salah is, man.
Okay, you don't know Mo Salah. Okay.
Does he play for Man U? Because I know you're a Man U fan.
He played for Liverpool.
Okay. You know what? I'll be honest with you. Just because the Cameroonians are, they are. I don't want to use the B word, but they are B Africans like me. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say black Africans, but let's just use the word black Africans. Because the Cameroonians are black Africans, I naturally want to gravitate towards them, supporting them in this soccer game. But at the same time, Egypt is a more stable country political-wise. And me, I support any team from a politically stable country as opposed to a country without political stability. So for that reason, it's 50-50 for me. May the better team win.
Well, Egypt is definitely stable, politically stable. In fact, there's a revolution in Egypt. Infrastructure revolution there. It's amazing, man, bro. Yes, guys, I want to say big ups to my brother Adewale for coming to the show. Of course, for the super chat, I appreciate you, brother. Always with me and you, we bump head all the time. We also keep it respectful. We are like cat and rat. We hug you all the time. We appreciate each other. We love each other. That's what matters, bro. You don't have to agree. You don't have to agree with me. It's not everything I say that is 100% correct, because everybody make mistake. Everybody has their own, sometimes faults. Before you go, brother, you saw what Jake Paul did to Dana White. Do you think that Jake Paul is fighting for the right cause?
Wasn't Jake Paul trying to fight for more money for the UFC fighters?
Yeah. He took it far now. Did a diss track. And it's just basically exposed, Dana White's tactics in luring fighters to his company, UFC. And who do you think wins in this, bro?
Man, I like Jake Paul, man. The guy is a savage, man. I'm not gonna lie to you, bro. I enjoy these guys from the. I don't know if they are called millennials. Jake Paul looks like one of those millennials, but they are making big moves, and I respect that, man. I actually salute these guys. It's just like KSI in the UK. I respect KSI so much, man. These guys, they are young guys. They are able to capitalize on the social media era, making lots of money, changing the game, putting pressure on the already established system and trying to break things down. I respect that a lot. So me, I would naturally gravitate towards Jake Paul as opposed to Dana White, especially considering the fact that Dana White only paid Francis Ngannou, I believe, $600,000 to defend his title. That's crazy, man. That's insane. So yeah, I'm not going to support Dana White. I support Jake Paul. I'm not sure exactly what he did to Dana, but I already support him without even knowing.
Anyway, God bless you, brother. Thanks. Big ups to you. So guys, you heard it from my brother Adewale and Tajagbe. I want to say thanks to each and every one of you who are live right now, who came live, and they spent more bangers out here.
Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir. Me a flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like Juggernaut, man, I stop above.